Hello and welcome back to our web development series. In today's lesson, we're diving into CSS selectors. Understanding these concepts is crucial for styling your web pages effectively, so let's get started. First, let's talk about CSS selectors. Selectors are the way we target elements in our HTML to apply styles. There are several types of selectors and we'll cover the most common ones. So first, let's go over type selectors. So I'll make a quick paragraph tag saying this is a blue paragraph with a font size of 16 pixels. And I'll save it and you'll just see that this is just some basic HTML. I zoomed in a bit at 130% so you guys can see. And then in the style.css, I'll do P, which is the selector we're using for type selector because we're using the paragraph type, or we're changing the paragraph type to color blue, and font size will be 16 pixels. Now you see that this changes to 16 pixels and the font size is blue. Next, we have the class selector. So this targets elements with a specific class attribute. And to use the class selector, we prepend a period to the class name in our CSS. So first, let me create a P class. So the class attribute will be, I'll do highlight. And I'll write this paragraph has a yellow background. So currently it's blue because this is still in our P tag, but I'll change it so that our highlight attribute, which is prepended with a period, now says background color yellow. So since it's our P tag, this is taking effect because we're selecting the P tag, and then our dot highlight is just adding the background color of yellow as if it's highlighted. The ID selector targets elements with a specific ID attribute. Unlike classes, ID should be unique on a page. To use an ID selector, we'll prepend with a hashtag symbol. But first, let me create the HTML, which might look like this. So I'll do h1 ID is equal to main title. This is a bold title with a font size of 24 pixels. So what I'm going to do is let's copy this and I'll prepend it with a hashtag. Hashtag main title will be font size. We said 24 pixels and we said bold too. So font weight will be bold. So now this is a bold title with a font size of 24. So attribute selectors target elements based on their attributes. So for example, if we were to style an input element of the type text, we can do something like this. So first, let me create an input type text, and I'll do a placeholder is equal to enter text here. And I'll close that off. And I'm not sure why this is defaulted like that, but all right. So let's say enter text here for our placeholder. But now when I go to the style, our input will type in input. And for all the types that are equal to text, let's do a border of a 1 pixel solid black line. So now you'll see, so I'll actually just change this to 50. So this is going to look horrible. All right, so I'll change this to 5 and I'll do red, solid red. So now you'll see that this has a red border of 5 pixels. All right, so for our coding challenge, I want you to pause it here and let's see if you got it correct. All right, welcome back and let's go over the HTML and CSS. So H1 is, it just says, welcome to the CSS test. And then an HR for each of these lines that you see on the right. And then a P tag that says this paragraph should be blue and this paragraph should have a yellow background. And then an input type of text, because we can enter text in here. And a button right here. So now I'll go over the IDs when we go over the CSS. Now we'll go to style.css and we'll leave the P tag the same of color blue, just like we did in the exercise. And then we use the dot highlight, because remember, highlight is our class in this case. And I put highlight on the header one, this paragraph tag specifically, the one that says it should have a yellow background, and the button, because this also has a yellow background. And now the input type of text should have a border of a green background. Since you can't really see that the part that says this input should have a green background, doesn't matter what color you did, as long as you added a border, that's fine. And then we added a button and made sure the font weight is bold, so all of it's bold down here. And then a hashtag main header, which is our ID right here. Hashtag main header, which just says the font style is now italics. And that's a coding challenge. Let me know if you got it in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next lesson.